Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been away, but guys, I am back. I am back. I am sorry I've been away for too long. I had a lot of things I'm dealing with, obviously, my school. Watch out because I have good news for you all. I've been away, honestly. School, PhD has been crazy, but I'm rounding it off right now. So I think I have a lot of time, but I think today I just have to do this because um from my WhatsApp, like my WhatsApp has been buzzing since morning. So I started sharing how my journey has been. And today makes it exactly 10 years since I left Nigeria to school. And 10 years later, looking at the pictures, which I will be sharing some pictures here. And we see we don't judge. Thank you so much. But on a very serious note, I think I want to just share the story. I think mine is a story of resilience, a story of patience, story of a lot of things. So this would literally be the part one because I'll just share the story of me leaving Nigeria. Then I will talk about where I went to, how I lived, and then the things I encountered. Right. It has really been a very tough journey, but we're here now. We're here now. I think they're all stories, and that's the beauty of it. That after everything, it is just story that I'm telling. So let's go back to 2014. Um, I was in a university in Nigeria. I was in FUT Mina, and I mean, I had to leave, which I'll talk about this some other time. But fast forward to this day, in 2014, or maybe some few days before then. So I had just gotten my visa, and I returned home to show my parents my visa and all of that, and then preparation began. So I'm going to be mentioning some names, or maybe not, but um, so we're preparing to leave. I and one of my friend that we got the visa together. I mean, he's an older person than I am. He's a medical doctor, so he was coming for what do you call it, a 3 year program, and I was coming for a 4 year program. Then um, we had to use the Kano airport. So very early on the 9th of December, I, my brother, and my cousin, my guy, my friend, my best friend Aaron. So we had to travel to Kano. We traveled very early in the morning, and when we arrived Kano to meet up with one of our friends, Jerry, shout out to Jerry. And no, he has been a fantastic friend of ours. I got to know Jerry through Aaron, and it seems like me and Jerry were even closer. So we met Jerry. Everybody was so excited for me. I think at the time, I mean, I was so excited. I was in Kano. We went to the market. We got some few things. So towards evening, reality started setting in, and I realized, wow, I'm leaving Nigeria. I'm leaving my mom, my dad, my brothers, my friends. Like, I was leaving every single thing behind. And I think when the reality sets in, that was when everything just, I was just mute, like literally mute. So they said, let's eat. I couldn't even eat, like literally, I couldn't even eat. So my elder brother was saying, come on, you should eat, man. And obviously that was my first time entering flight. We listen, we don't judge. So I mean, I was there, and he was like, because he has already traveled severally, I think. So he was like, nah, you may not like the food they'll give you on the plane, so you should better eat and all of that. I told him, nah, I'm not hungry. So my guy Aaron obviously noticed that man was sad. Like, man was really, really sad. And then he was just quiet. Jerry was just trying to crack some funny jokes. They were all laughing. I was just there. I think the moment that was really dramatic for me has to be when we got to the airport. So when we got to the airport with my tiny bag, I thought I had carried everything, because they're telling us, "Oh, don't carry excess luggage." And so I just took one small bag, and then we went there. So I met up with with my doctor friend. Shout out to him. And at the airport, that's when we sat down, and you see the pictures. That's when we sat down, and boy, oh boy, I was. I am not the quiet person, to be honest, but that day, I think I was just laughing, like just to try to. But at some point, they left me. I think this scene I would never forget, right? This scene I will never ever forget. So they left me. So I sat like opposite them with my hands like this, and I was just like my eyes were closed. Like I was literally thinking, because I didn't know, I literally do not know anybody where I was going to. So I didn't know what I was going to expect. I mean, leaving everything I've ever known, loved, and everything back at home was really really painful, to be honest. So at some point I think my mom called, and then they were talking, and they were asking of me. That it was at that point I remember very well that, man, the tears just rolled. I just put my head and like this, and I cleaned my tears. And bro, whew, I was so emotional, to be honest. Now, it's not because of what I was missing, or what I was going to miss. Obviously, that contributed, but I didn't know anybody where I was going to, right? Because I started thinking, okay, what will I be eating? Will I meet the right set of people? Will I meet criminals? Would I meet? I didn't know what to expect. So it was at that moment I realized that, who you are on your own. Then all the things, my parent told me started ringing in my head. Oh, remember where you're coming from. Make sure you go and make us proud. La 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 la. All of those things. I think the point that I resolved in my heart that, okay, I was ready for this journey, was when we had checked in, and then we're waiting to board the flight. So I think they were calling me out like, guys, just go home. But like, I'm fine. We've checked in. We'll soon board, and we'll go home. I don't know if they waited at the airport till we took off or something, but I can't really remember. But so it was there. I told myself, I'm like, listen, this is the journey that you have to take. You just have to take this journey. So I was like, oh, okay, then it's fine. Then I started telling my doctor friend, I'm like, this is the first time I'm leaving home this far, and all of that and all of that. He was like, come on, man. Or if you like, you can transfer to my university, because I was going to a different city. He was going to, so that you can come to my school, we'll be together. I really wanted to buy the idea, but like, nah, I'm not a kid, I mean, I'm not a child. So that was how the plane came. And very funny story, when the plane came, it was my first time. I think my friend too, it was his first time. So when we entered, there were two village guys in that airplane. So, we already knew they will give us food, and it has already been paid for, so we can eat and all of that. So when we got there, now this is the part that's so interesting for me. So I and my friend, we sat down when the plane was about to take off. And then he was like, oh, he has this, I don't know, is it a phobia or something that, you know he's not used to. He might throw off, he might faint or something, or something like that. Then I was like, okay. Then the plane started taking off, like you could see that we were tense, like, because I think at that time we've heard of plane crashes here and there. And then as soon as the plane just took off, trying to balance in the air, this, that, my friend was like, are we crashing? Are you hearing that sound? What's that sound? Are we okay? Are we safe? Boy, I was so scared, till at some point we heard ding ding, that sound, and then we realized, okay, we balance. Then my friend was like, him is not going to sleep. He will be awake all through this flight. He doesn't want to die in his sleep. And all of that. I told him, I was like, okay, well, we'll see. 30 minutes into the journey, he slept. I think I slept also, but I slept for like an hour or two. I woke up, he was still sleeping. My eyes, any small shaking or turbulence, I'm awake, and I'm so afraid and all of that. Then we flew, boom, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. We now landed in Turkey. Then I took some pictures, sent it to my guys, everybody. Okay, we've arrived Turkey. Now we're waiting for our next flight and all of that. So yes, I'm going to stop now because I have a lot more stories to tell, going to my destination, how I did what I did, and all of that. But it was such an emotional moment, to be honest. It was years later my mom told me, oh, when you left, she cried. She's like, oh, her last child, how will he survive? I was like, oh, okay, so you love me that much? I didn't know. I mean, I'm just kidding, right? But funny enough, I think everybody was so emotional. Everybody didn't know what they were going to expect. Everybody was just, who this this guy, how would he survive and all of that. But 10 years later, I'm telling the story as though I did not cry, as though there were no painful moment, as though, leaving family, friends, everybody behind wasn't painful. But more stories to come, right? Watch out. Watch out. I'm going to release another one. So I'll be telling stories. I am back fully. I'm free right now. So I'm back fully. So if you want more stories, write it in the comment section below. Let me know so that I will tell you some of those stories. But leaving Nigeria was really difficult for me. But as soon as I left, I think at the time things were not as they are right now, obviously. But even at that too, I mean, it was a flex leaving Nigeria. So, or maybe the next episode I'm going to bring Aaron and maybe Jerry, guys. If you want that, let me know. I'll bring Aaron, bring Jerry, so that they will tell their own story, like from their own perspective. Then we will see how that goes. Thank you for still sticking around. See you next time. Bye bye.